Before the video starts, check out the official Discord with the links in the description down below or on the screen right here for mobile users. We are a fast growing community, and if you want to join and speak to new people about the anime that we all love, or speak to me personally and get custom perks, check out the Major Dragon Discord and join our growing community within the Dragon Force. Now let's get on with the video. Before the video starts, I have a few things that I want to say real quick. We are only 573 as a recording subscribers away from reaching 30,000. So if you guys have any other channels that you might have, or you can tell your friends to subscribe to the channel, and let's break 30,000. I want to try and break 30,000 by this month, as that will just be a great goal to reach. And then the next goal will be 50,000. One other thing as well, if you guys are interested in becoming a member, I will personally be making a video, which is in production right now, of me showing you how to make what if videos, where I go into detail how to edit and make a what if video. And then I'm going to make another one showing how to make a thumbnail. The video is around 30 minutes long, and I explain the best that I can. If you guys are interested in ever starting your own what if channel, or you want to make your own YouTube channel as well, and learn how to edit. If you guys are interested in looking into that, I know it's different from my main what if videos, and I know some of you members have been looking for the next Goku and Broly heading to Earth. That will be coming out within a few days, and I do apologize for it not coming out. But this new project video will be important because it'll help people, because there are some people who have messaged me wanting to know, hey, how do I start a what if channel and how do I edit? So I decided to actually make one so it's on the channel for members. So if you guys that are watching, if you want to check that out, make sure to become a member, join the Dragon Force. All the support really does help me out so I can continue making the videos of the anime that we all know and love. Thank you all so much for the support of this series, and I hope you all enjoy the finale. Lord Frieza has now been revived. Now, Frieza was not as powerful as he originally was. Mind you, he's a bit rusty. His body's not used to the new training that he had to do. Frieza is vengeful, of course, because of the Saiyan that killed him, and he will be heading to Earth to have his revenge. But something stops his tracks, once when he finds out that the Saiyans have gotten stronger. Much stronger. And Frieza knows that now he must train for the next few months to unlock his inner potential, and he will be able to take down any person in his way, and he can reclaim the universe as his once again. Goku and Vegeta were still training on Beerus' world. That would go practically the same. Now, again, with them unlocking God and using the ability of God Ki, they would be able to unlock Super Saiyan Blue. Now, again, Whis does note on how Goku's strength does grow whenever he eats foods, so Whis actually helps out with that. And Bulma helps out as well, making more of those high-processed food items that Goku can eat, and it increases his strength massively. So Vegeta is getting left behind in the dust. Goku is way stronger than he is. And Vegeta's angry about that, so he is pushing himself to make himself stronger. So this version of Vegeta is stronger than he is in the original. But Goku, of course, is just way above that. And Lord Beerus is still doing his thing, sleeping and being lazy. Now, one thing to note as well, with Goku eating these foods that are super high in nutrients and everything as well, Bulma's improving it, his strength is only going to increase more and more. On top of the fact that he has Whis training as well, Goku's an absolute unit and he's insanely powerful. While Frieza would still show up to Earth with over 10,000 of his soldiers. Now, this version of Gohan, when he does help out, is not as weak as he was in the original. This Gohan is continuing his training. Now, he did slow down a little bit because of his child with Videl, but he's not rusty. Gohan even stated himself to Piccolo that if he trains a few times every now and again, he won't get rusty at all, as long as he keeps himself in decent shape. Goes to show you how OP Gohan's potential was, and this is what he does here. So Gohan would not get overwhelmed as badly, and he will be able to hold his own much better against most of Frieza's opponents. The only one that would bring a real challenge is Frieza himself, and I feel like this is when Frieza would step in and start fighting Gohan and the others. Now, of course, Frieza is holding back. He's not going full power, as he wants to save his energy so he can fight Goku and the others. That's his whole point. Now, when Gohan does power up to his full strength, that would help Goku be able to find out where Gohan is, and they'll be able to transport and find Gohan and the others. Now, mind you as well, if this is the case, what's going to happen to Frieza? Well, I think first who would step up is, of course, Goku. Goku and Frieza would then go at it. As Frieza, of course, in his final form when he does fight Goku, has no chance against him. Goku, even in his base form, is overwhelming Frieza easily, and Frieza has no chance. Every attack that he tries throwing at Goku, anything in his way, Goku just easily outclasses the Emperor, and Frieza cannot keep up. Well, this would then prompt Frieza into showcasing his new power. Frieza would then begin powering up, as Frieza would then go into his golden form, aka Golden Frieza. Now, Goku was impressed with how strong Frieza was. He truly was. Goku here would just go Super Saiyan God, not Blue. Even as a Super Saiyan God, he is way more than enough to beat Frieza. Frieza has zero chance of beating Goku, unless Goku drops his guard, he gets hit by the Death Ray, which is what Sorbet hit him with. But carrying on, Goku would overwhelm Frieza easily in their matchup, and this is when Vegeta would then cut in, and Goku was already bored of Frieza, so he'll let Vegeta have it. So Vegeta would then step up to fight Frieza. When he does go Super Saiyan Blue, showing off the new form, he overwhelms Frieza easily. The fact that Vegeta is much stronger than he is in the original, having more motivation, and he's also fighting a stronger Goku all the time, he is stronger. And Frieza's also getting weaker, because he messed up with the stamina issue of his form, and so Vegeta is overwhelming Frieza. Now, this is where they would still mess up, though, and Frieza would still blow up the planet out of desperation, because Vegeta dropped his guard. Now, Whis would still reverse time back a few minutes, and this would then give Goku the opportunity to kill Frieza with a Kamehameha, ending the Emperor, and thus ending his galactic invasion of Earth. Now that Frieza was defeated, what about the Universe 6 vs. Universe 7 arc? Well, between these two arcs, you have to remember one thing. Goku and the others are so much stronger, it's ridiculous. Piccolo's roughly the same, but most of the matchups would kind of go the same. Goku would still get overwhelmed by Frost because he was poisoned. That would still happen. Because now, remember, Goku was already way stronger than Frost. Even as a Super Saiyan, he was slapping Frost around, even in Frost's final form. So yeah, Frost had to cheat and basically poison Goku to take him out. Now, the difference here is Goku probably wouldn't even be needing Super Saiyan. He could fight him in base form. But the poison would still take effect, and Goku had been knocked out by Frost. I think that Goku lost, which then Beerus does find that a little fishy. Something's going on. Then we would have Piccolo step up to fight Frost, who does have a bit of a hard time, but with his techniques and his skill, Piccolo's a beast. Piccolo was about to defeat him, but he was poisoned as well and knocked out. This is when Jacko, the greatest galactic patrolman that ever was in the universe, would spot it. With his sharp eyes, he was able to spot a small needle and that it was poisoning. Then, Frost was eliminated. Or was he? Because Vegeta has some revenge. He would then tell Piccolo that Piccolo steps out and he's ready to fight Frost, isn't he? And Piccolo agrees. And Piccolo understands what Vegeta wants, so Piccolo says, yeah, I'm stepping out. And real quick, I know this is cutting into the what if. If I do sound a little stuffy and a bit iffy, it's because I'm having sinus issues. The pollen is killing me. I meant to put this in the front of the video, but I decided that I've already talked too much at the start. This is just a middle cut. But yes, if I do sound a bit stuffy and a little bit that's because my sinuses are killing me because of the pollen. But just letting you guys know. Now back into the video. Vegeta would absolutely annihilate Frost in their matchup, turning Super Saiyan and punching him right out of the ring, and Frost was defeated. Now Frost would still be snaky. He would still try to sneak and get the prize, but Hit would stop him using his time skip ability. Now Vegeta would still continue on to fight Vegeta, and he would still win the matchup. He would still fight Kaba and help him turn Super Saiyan, and he would show him Super Saiyan Blue, but he would have defeated Kaba, knocking him out of the ring. Lastly was Hit, who was the mysterious character that they had no clue about. Vegeta in Super Saiyan Blue would try to battle Hit, but he was being hit in his vital areas. Hit is using an ability that they've never really seen before. It was extraordinary. As Hit is confident that he's going to win. As Vegeta is already growing weaker and weaker. Remember, he's still tired because he's been fighting a lot. And he's also used Super Saiyan Blue multiple times. Super Saiyan Blue is a huge stamina drain when it comes to it. So, poor Vegeta, Vegeta would have been knocked out and defeated, unfortunately. Now, he almost got a hit on him, but a powerful blow to his stomach did defeat him, and he would have been knocked out. Next up was Goku. Goku was the last one remaining, so Goku would then step up. Now, he was watching the whole time, and he's starting to get a hang of his ability. It's a bit strange, but he's starting to get the hang of it. He did get hit a few times in base form, but he was still able to land a hit on him, and now he understands how it works. When he goes Super Saiyan Blue, Hit was shocked with how strong Goku actually was. This version of Goku is already much stronger than he was when he used Kaioken times 10 against him. This version of Goku is hundreds of times stronger. So Hit would have been overwhelmed easily by Goku, his time skip, even if he was evolving. It has no chance. Goku's speed was way too much. So he would have defeated Hit, knocking him out of the ring within a minute or so. The fight would not have lasted. It would have been like a Jiren versus Hit fight, where Jiren's time skip had no effect. Goku would have just backhanded him and slapped him out of the way, and Hit would have been defeated and knocked right out of the ring. And unfortunately, I know some people may like Hit, and they may be upset that he lost so easily. You gotta understand, this version of Goku is eating the best foods in the universe, and his power is rapidly growing because he eats so much. He's hundreds of times stronger than the original. Hit was getting overwhelmed by times 10. Imagine a times 100 or more. Exactly. He has no chance. He would have been defeated. Zeno would have still arrived, and Goku still promises to hang out with him and that they should do this tournament thing again, just like before. Now we're going to cut into the bad arc, but it's the Goku Black arc. Trunks was still running for his life, and he would be able to sneak into his time machine, and he would still be able to escape. Now, the one difference here is some people may be asking, is this version of Goku Black the what if version? No. The what if versions of Goku is only 1-to-1. There are very rare times where I might make him a little bit different to fit the what if version, but not really. I prefer to keep some of the characters canonical, similar to Trunks and versions of Goku Black and Zamasu, as it wouldn't make sense for him to have a double copy of a what if Goku, since there's only one version of this character in this what if timeline that separates from the main one. So no, Goku Black is still the same character. Well, we would then have Goku Black barely miss Trunks as he was able to escape and go back to this what if timeline. Trunks would still need the help of Goku and Vegeta. Now Goku Black would still arrive from his timeline, and him and Goku would have a little brief struggle. Now, of course, Goku was in base form holding back, but he was able to overwhelm Goku Black really easily. Goku Black, for the fight could get really intense. Goku Black would then be forced back to the future timeline. Now, mind you, Goku here was holding back. He even showed Trunks how strong he was as a Super Saiyan 2, or even Super Saiyan 3. And that is more than enough, way more than enough to beat Goku Black with ease, as that's in Trunks' mind. So, him, Trunks, and Vegeta, mainly Goku, they would then all go to Trunks' future timeline where Goku Black was at. Now, this also means that Goku would not have met up with Zamasu, and this is later. This is after the first fight. So when they do go fight Goku Black initially, we know how it goes. As Goku Black, unfortunately, against the likes of Goku and the others, it doesn't go the way that he think it is. Vegeta would still be mortally stabbed by Goku Black because he used a Keyblade for the first time, and Vegeta wasn't expecting it. When Goku goes to fight Goku Black, he overwhelms him with absolute ease. It's not even a competition. Unfortunately, Goku Black has no chance, and Goku's not going to give him any mercy, since he knows that Goku Black is too dangerous. So they would probably have a little beam struggle, and Goku Black would be overwhelmed, and he would be killed. This also means that he wouldn't be able to meet up with the other Zamasu. If you want to say that he does meet up with the other Zamasu, and he wishes for immortality, when he shows up, Goku and the others would fight him, finding out that he's immortal. Well, Goku can't quote-unquote kill an immortal being, so he would still use the Zeno button that he got, and he would then summon the Zeno of this timeline here. Zeno would destroy everything, and then Goku would just take this Zeno to meet up with the current one, so present and future Zeno, they're best friends. Now, Trunks would just have to go to a carbon copy of his timeline, which he can go to, and find peace. As Beerus would then also destroy the time, or he would also quote-unquote say that next time he sees it, he's going to destroy the time machine since time traveling is not allowed. And so he lets it go, and he says, well, at least it's all handled. Okay, problem solved. So now that the Goku Black arc was practically finished, unfortunately I know some people might be disappointed by that with how easily Goku Black was defeated. I know there are some fanboy and fangirls of Goku Black. I really don't care. Goku Black is not as powerful as people say that he is, as even Super Saiyan Blue level Vegeta was slapping him up really badly. He only won because of a sneak attack, and also because they're double teaming them as well. So mind you though, Goku Black, while he is very strong, unfortunately against this version of Goku, no chance. Not even a competition. Unfortunately, Goku would just easily defeat him, and Goku Black would have been stopped. If Zamasu was still there, while he is immortal under the Super Dragon Balls, Goku would just summon Zeno. He has the infinite spam button. He could just summon Zeno, have it destroyed, and then he just brought him back and kept his promise, so that all stays stick, so Zeno doesn't destroy everything for Goku not being around as his friend. Now, what about the events of the Tournament of Power? I know there was a little mini arc before the Tournament of Power called the Copy Vegeta arc, which I think was absolutely disgusting, and if you just want to gloss over that, in reality, Goku would just overwhelm the copy of Vegeta, and then, okay, then that's it. That's all over with. And Vegeta would be able to get his, without disappearing, get his body back, so he's good. So that's all over with. Now, for the Tournament of Power, this is where some things are going to be changing. One of the first things, of course, is Goku being a lot more powerful. How will that stand against Jiren? Oh, and what about Goku's team? He would still get Frieza. That would still go the same. So Frieza has 24 hours to stick around, and of course to start up the fight. So, okay, if that's the case, then wouldn't Frieza try backstabbing Goku? No. This is the same interaction that they had in the original, so Frieza still, he knows that if they lose and he doesn't team up with them, do the right thing, then he'll be erased. So he'll play his cards later. He knows he's at a lose-lose situation. And even Beerus threatened him, stating that if there's any funny business, I'll destroy you myself. So Frieza knows to kind of stay in his line. Though he's probably going to still be a prick and he's still going to try and do all that stuff that he usually does anyway, because that's just Frieza's nature. Now, when the Tournament of Power does start, the fighters are all the exact same, albeit some of them are a bit stronger. Gohan's not as much of a slouch. He's actually stronger because he trained with Piccolo more, so he is a little bit stronger than Blue Level Goku in the original. Piccolo's a little bit stronger as well because he's fighting a stronger Gohan. Even the likes of Goku and Vegeta are much stronger. Frieza's a little bit stronger, of course, he's perfected his power, but he's roughly the same strength as he originally was. Goku would continue. He would fight Kale and Khalifa originally, but we all know where the big fight was coming from. Jiren. Belmod notes on how strong Goku is. He saw him easily defeat Toppo when they first fought in the exhibition matches, and he knows how dangerous he is. So Jiren needs to go after him and take him out. When Goku is gone, Jiren will just destroy everybody else, and then the fight would be done. So that is exactly what he does. He would then send Jiren after Goku. Now this is where the big fight shall take place. Now first things first, Goku would then try attacking him in base form, and when he hits Jiren in the head, Jiren barely even budges. He only moves very slightly. When Goku goes Super Saiyan to Super Saiyan 2, he then blocks with his finger. Super Saiyan God, they then go at it, as Jiren is trading blows back and forth, but he overwhelms Goku with ease. Goku would then power up and go Super Saiyan Blue. Now, he would be able to keep up with Jiren a bit better in this and hold his own a lot better, but Jiren is still holding back. Jiren would just use a bit more power, and he would overwhelm Goku and defeat him. Now, Goku was on the ground as Jiren stomped on him in the most disrespectful way. He almost knocked Goku out of the ring, but Goku was able to hang on. Now, even if Goku had the Kaioken ability as well, stacked on top of Blue, even if he went times 20, which would give him a lot better, Jiren would have to use more of his power, but unfortunately it wouldn't be enough. He would have still been defeated. Goku would have had no chance. And so when Goku does fight Jiren, though, this is where the events of Ultra Instinct would still take place, and he would unlock that power. Now, this is Goku's first time using Ultra Instinct, now mind you, as he's still not used to the strength of the form, but he can dodge really well. He was able to push Jiren back, and as well, he was also able to dodge every attack that Jiren threw at him. Also, his punches, albeit were a lot weaker than they should have been, were still really strong and able to knock back Jiren. Goku at this point is in his first time of Ultra Instinct. His strength level is the third time he used Ultra Instinct in terms of strength. so he can knock back Jiren, but Jiren would still win after a pretty close fight. Now, Goku, mind you, he would still run out of stamina, and he would have then lost the power. Jiren would be really impressed by Goku's strength, but Goku unfortunately would then be almost tossed out of the ring and almost defeated. But he laid there with no energy. Frieza would then give him some energy, and just to help him out so he can go fight that monster Jiren. Even the likes of Vegeta would also stop by Goku, and he would ask him, Kakarot, what was that power? What did you use? Goku has no clue what it was, but he needs to try and figure it out, because that might be the key to beating Jiren. If he can just access it again, he might be able to stop him. But then after that, though, Jiren was satisfied as he then started meditating. A lot of the fights would go pretty similar, albeit, though, Vegeta and the likes of Gohan a little bit stronger. Now, Frieza did give Goku some energy, so he would be able to kind of limp off. Now, this is when Caulifla and Kale would then fight Goku. Goku would hold his own pretty well against them because he's so much stronger. Even though he's still exhausted, he's still much stronger than the original, so he's able to overwhelm them pretty easily. Now, when they do the fusion as well, fusing into Kefla, Goku would still get overwhelmed. Albeit, when Goku goes into Super Saiyan Blue, he is able to keep up with Super Saiyan 2 level Kefla and able to knock her around. But he runs out of stamina because he's still too tired. Now, this is when Kefla was about to knock out Goku, but Goku would then transform into Ultra Instinct once again. Now that Goku was in Ultra Instinct once again, his battle with Kefla would be very one-sided. As we all know, she had no chance of beating Goku. Jiren is watching the fight because he's interested in Goku, wants to see what he can do. Goku would have knocked Kefla out easily. When we originally saw Goku throw all those punches, and then he threw a couple air punches at her, she would have been knocked out of the ring and defused and defeated. Although they were angry about it, Goku is now the winner, but he then loses the power. We would then also have a few other cool matches, such as when Hit fought Jiren, and Hit would handle himself pretty well, as we all know. It was a pretty cool matchup, as Hit is actually a little bit stronger than the original, because he's actually pushing himself because of how he fought Goku and needs to improve his time skip. Well, even with his time lock and everything else, his phasing, he's using all of his abilities on Jiren, whether it kills him or not. Jiren is still too strong. With just brute strength alone, he would be able to defeat Hit, defeating time itself to a degree, knocking him out of the ring. Kaba would still have a redemption arc, as he would be able to unlock Super Saiyan 2, and he would have been knocked out of the ring by Vegeta. Similar thing with Master Roshi as well, having a pretty cool matchup as well, but he was then out of the ring. And most of the events would have then gone the same. The only difference here is when Vegeta does fight Toppo. Now, you remember, Goku did get enough energy back, and with the help of the others, he was able to, with the help of Vegeta, Vegeta would then unlock Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, which he still would, with Blue Evolved, making him, at least a 20 times buff to a stronger version of Vegeta. With Goku teaming up with Vegeta as well, they would be able to fight Jiren really well and give him a pretty tough battle because they're fighting in unison. But Jiren is still just too OP. Even at his full power, he would have knocked everybody out of his way. They have no chance. Even if Frieza is trying to tag team as well. Now, this is when Vegeta would then jump off to go fight Toppo, as Frieza was getting absolutely humiliated by Toppo. He was in his God of Destruction form. When Vegeta goes to fight Toppo, he was initially overpowered at first, but then he goes full power and he's able to knock out Toppo and defeat him. And this time, Vegeta does not need to use Final Explosion. Vegeta uses a Final Flash, clashing with Toppo's massive Akai Ball, and it would overwhelm him and knock him clean out of the ring. Now that Toppo was then knocked out of the ring and he was defeated, Vegeta still has a lot of energy left. He's fine. So he does help prolong the fight so Goku can get more energy back. And Vegeta would still be overwhelmed by Jiren, who's fighting him solo. Even when Vegeta does his final explosion and he survives it, Jiren was impressed by the attack, but now he has no energy left. He would then knock Vegeta out of the ring. Vegeta then gives whatever energy he has left to Goku, giving him enough energy to get up and continue fighting. Unfortunately, though, for Goku, he just can't beat Jiren. He doesn't have enough power. This is when Goku would then, right at the last moment, unlock Ultra Instinct one last time. And this time around, he overwhelms Jiren even at his full power. This would then cause Jiren to remember his past trauma, and he would then go to Limit Breaker and attack Goku. While this was happening, Goku would then close his eyes as he begins to power up in strength. He's now mastering the power and unlocking Mastered Ultra Instinct, which would then easily overwhelm Jiren using Limit Breaker, and he would have knocked him out of the ring alongside himself, and they would have transformed back, and he would have been defeated. Now, who does that leave? Now, you could leave out, of course, you can have Android 17, Frieza, but the likes of Gohan is still alive. Gohan is the MVP of this time, and he is still alive. Gohan was helping fight Jiren and the others because he's so much stronger, but he was nearly knocked out on one of the rocks. So he is the last person, quote unquote, alongside with Frieza and the others, and he is the team leader. So Gohan will still make the wish, or whoever else, to wish back all the other universes that were destroyed, which is what Zeno wanted anyway. If there was any other wish, then Zeno would have absolutely destroyed everything and all. So that's just to clear that up. Frieza would still have a gift given to him by Beerus, which is his mortality. Basically, he's brought back to life by Whis, who does that out of the kindness heart of Beerus, who gives him a gift for how well he did, and that was squared away. And so Frieza then promises that, of course, he's not going to stop his destruction, and he's still going to do the same thing, but Goku will just stop him when the day arrives. And so the Tournament of Power finally ends with Goku wanting to fight Jiren once again whenever the time does arrive, and peace was finally restored. Now, during Frieza's travels, Frieza would then come across these two alien people, Chi-Lai and Lemmo. They would then tell Frieza on how they found two people who believed to be Saiyans. Now, this shocks Frieza as he was not expecting to hear this. Tell him the story. Well, it then flashes back to Chi-Lai and Lemmo when their ship had issues. They landed on the planet called Vampa. A large creature was attacking them almost, but then an old man arrived by the name of Paragus. He was actually a Saiyan. And while they were almost attacked, he yelled out Broly to help them. Broly would then charge in, and they couldn't even get a reading on his power level as the scouter went busted, showing you just how strong Broly was. So they then brought Broly and Paragus there, gave them new clothing, and they got cleaned up. Now Frieza was really interested in Broly. He can tell that Broly had a huge amount of untapped battle power, and that Broly could be used to defeat the likes of Goku and Vegeta. And he also wants the Dragon Balls to make himself a little bit taller as well, which I think is an hilarious wish. Why doesn't he just wish for immortality so he doesn't die? Or wish for anything else? No, he decides to wish himself to be a few inches taller, which I find is so hilarious in my opinion. Like Frieza just thought to himself, I could wish for immortality, I could wish for more power. Nah, I'm gonna wish myself to be 5 inches taller or so, because I'm built like that. That sounds a lot like Frieza's lore, which is hilarious. But of course, he then rewards Chi-Lai and Lemmo for their actions, and Frieza would then take Broly and Paragus to Earth. Now, Frieza is an extremely good manipulator. He knows that Paragus is still really angry about what King Vegeta did to him and his son. He uses this to his advantage. He speaks to Paragus about how his son, though, Prince Vegeta, is still alive on Earth, and that they can go there and he can get his revenge. And that's exactly what they do. Once when they do go to Earth, Goku and the others were looking for the Dragon Balls as well, but of course it was a little hunt. Frieza would then have the Dragon Balls, but he wants to see what Broly can do. As Goku and Vegeta were there, this is when Paragus would then send Broly on to Vegeta first, and Vegeta would fight with Broly. Now Vegeta was interested in Broly. He said this Broly was not that bad, it makes pretty good warm-up. But of course, he then notes on how Broly just keeps getting stronger and stronger and stronger. That's what they fail to forget, that Broly's strength is only increasing. It's only getting stronger and stronger and stronger the more he's fighting, because he has so much untapped power, and he's so adaptive, which is why he's a freak of nature. Now, Vegeta would then go Super Saiyan and overwhelm Broly again, and Broly was getting pretty overwhelmed. Now, this is when Broly would then begin using the power of the Great Ape to fuel his strength, and he would begin to overwhelm Super Saiyan Vegeta. Vegeta would then go Super Saiyan God, and he would absolutely annihilate Broly, nearly killing him, But Frieza was mad and he says, "Has your son reached his limit already?" And Paragus says, "Unfortunately so." As he's never heard of a Super Saiyan before or anything else. It's like a legend. And Broly doesn't even have it. Well, Broly would then begin to tap into more of his power using the full Akari form. In this state, even Vegeta as a Super Saiyan God does nothing against Broly and he overwhelms him. Wow, this is when Goku would then step in to fight Broly. Now mind you, this version of Goku is hundreds upon hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times stronger. So he's interested in Broly. Goku would then fight Broly in base form. He was able to hold his own pretty okay against the Akari version of Broly. When he does go Super Saiyan, he's pretty much on par with Broly in his Akari state. But Broly is just continuously getting stronger. Now they are going back and forth. Goku is still in Super Saiyan fighting Broly in the Akari state. Frieza now knows what he needs to do to basically get Broly to get stronger. Frieza would then kill Paragus and tell Broly it was a stray ki blast. This would then make Broly snap, and Broly would then, in pure rage, he would then transform into a Super Saiyan, utilizing his full power. Now Goku would be overwhelmed by Super Saiyan Broly, and this is when he would go Super Saiyan God, skipping past 2 and 3 and 4, making him way stronger, and he would be able to match Broly in terms of power once again, and they were going at it, similar to how Gogeta fought Broly. Their clashes were shaking everything, destroying reality and dimensions as they were clashing back and forth, as Vegeta was watching in shock, which is how strong Kakarot has become. Now, Goku would see Broly go full power in this state, and Goku would then go Super Saiyan Blue. When in Super Saiyan Blue, he's able to match Broly and push Broly back. Now, Broly is getting stronger, so Goku knows that he needs to end this soon. As then, Shinlan Limo would still get the Dragon Balls ready and to make the wish to summon Broly back to planet Vampa. Goku would then put his hands together in charge of a powerful Kamehameha, shooting it right at Broly, who nearly was killed by the attack, but he survived. And he was transported back to planet Vampa, where he would relax and calm down. Now, this is when Goku was amazed with how strong Broly was. He was even stronger than the likes of Jiren, and that's saying something. Now, Chila and Lemma would then find Broly, and they would be struggling a little bit because they don't have a lot of supplies. Now, this is when Goku would then arrive and give them a bunch of capsules with a whole bunch of stuff, and he would then tell Broly that he wants to train with him, and he wants to fight him again sometime, which Broly would, of course, agree. So that would then conclude the Broly arc. Now, as for the other arcs, they would roughly go the same. The only difference is with the Moro arc, since again they're not used to magic, Goku would be able to learn how to control Mastered Ultra Instinct, and he would be able to perfect it with the help of Mirrors and the others. Now in his perfected Ultra Instinct state, he would have killed Moro a little bit earlier. It wouldn't be as much of a struggle, just to mind you, and he would have been defeated. Now, as for the likes of a superhero movie, Gohan and Broly would still have their redemption arcs. There would be no reason for that to change. So Gohan is the same strength. He might be a little bit stronger, but not by a huge margin. Cell Max would have still arrived. Gohan would unlock Beast Form, and Piccolo would unlock his Potential Unleashed and Orange Piccolo state. And with the help of them teaming up, they will be able to beat Cell Max, and Gohan was able to catch up to the others. So most of that would go the same for the entire story. Now, what about the Granola arc? Well, the Granola/Gas arc would practically go very similar, as Granola still made the wish to become the most powerful being in the universe, albeit he will age a bit more than he did in the original, growing a bit older looking while he fights Goku and Vegeta. Vegeta would still unlock Ultra Ego, and Goku still have his perfect Ultra Instinct. That would go the same. Now, by this point, Gas would still make his wish, and he would still start aging very rapidly, to the point to where he looks like how he did at the end of the battle before Frieza punched right through him and killed him. Now, of course, Goku in his true Ultra Instinct state will be able to fight Gas pretty well. Frieza would still show up, and in his Black Frieza form, or his new form, he would still overwhelm Goku and Vegeta. I don't think that would really change. And with Goku and Vegeta one-shotted, Frieza then made his leave. Now, past this point, we don't know what happens, but maybe it'll continue on and we will find out one day. But anyway, that is it for this series, you guys. Thank you all so much for the support. I really do appreciate it. You guys are the absolute best. Make sure to go to the community page and check out and post your what if ideas. Make sure to also look in the day or two afterwards for the voting poll. Place your vote. I want to see so many votes that it'll go insane. Post your vote on what you want, and maybe your what if idea will win. But anyway, thank you all for the support. I really do appreciate it. Let's get to 50,000 subscribers, and I'll talk to you all in the next one. Peace.